is Maddie, and I am in love with travel and adventure. I have been to over 35 states and 10 countries so far, and I plan to hit 8 more countries before the end of the year. You will often find me adventuring with my husband, Jared, and my dog, Jenny, but you will also find me on some solo adventures, trying to experience and learn from the world while sharing every adventure with all of you. Recently, my husband and I packed up all of our things and bought a truck camper so we could spend the rest of the year on the road or abroad. And I share a new episode every week updating you on the adventure. Thanks for tagging along. Good morning. We are back for another adventure in Gulf Shores, Alabama today. So we did Orange Beach last week. Today in Gulf Shores is going to be a little different though. I'm not going to just show you the best things to do, but I'm going to show you the wide variety of different beaches to hit in Gulf Shores. I'm talking the beach by the Hangout, which is the Gulf Shores public beach. I'm talking West Beach, Mobile Street Beach, and even Fort Morgan. Let's go along for this adventure and see what is the best beach in Gulf Shores, and that answer might be different for all of us. All right, I just arrived at Gulf Shores Public Beach, and I'm seeing a Park Mobile sign. So this one already is going to be paid. Also, just look at this beautiful sunrise behind me. Oh, camera's getting a little foggy due to the humidity. So there are these signs. Let's see how much they're gonna charge us. I'll scan it with my phone. So there's by the hour and the minute or by the day. By the hour and the minute, it's $3.40 per hour. So if you come and spend a full, 9 to 5 beach day, like I feel like that's what my family would do as kids. 9 hours times 3, math, $27. That's kind of expensive. Let's see if I do by the day though. $80 for a full day. But that means I would have until 6:24 a.m. tomorrow. So I guess this is somewhere we could technically get away with coming and setting up the rooftop tent. Don't quote me on that because I don't know if camping is illegal here. But it says by the day allows us to park for one full day until 6:24 a.m. for $80. But that's also a pretty penny to pay to sleep in a rooftop tent. We could possibly even get a hotel at that price. So I'm gonna chance not paying for it. I say quietly because it's sunrise and hardly anybody's out here. I'm the first real car in the parking lot other than the lifeguard cars. There is plenty of parking. Then there's this whole lifeguard building with some vending machines, and then beyond that are the bathrooms, which I can maybe check out if they're open this early. Oh, this is gonna be a beautiful sunset. There's also a nice green space over here. You could come up and hang out, have a picnic in the grass. The reason I'm out here at sunrise is because it is hot. About midday here, it's starting to be 95 degrees this time of year with a heat index of 105 or higher some days. So in order to film this video of all the beaches, I had to get up early. Another perk, showers. But is it worth paying $80 for a full day for? So over here we have a couple volleyball nets. Another thing you could see as either a perk or a downfall to this beach, there's garbage can stands all down the beach. There's also these little white huts. Those house chairs that you can rent, that they put out during season for people to use and rent. Another thing to pay for during your beach day here. Now, I don't think the water is really going to be a factor that's different at any of these beaches, but you have to walk down to it. It's the Gulf of Mexico at all these beaches, and it's all within a matter of miles from each other. So the water should be pretty similar. Sorry guys, it's early for the brain to be working. And I haven't even had my coffee yet, believe it or not. So we'll have to make a stop for that at some point. Another thing you can tell about this beach, I don't know if you can see it in the distance, are the lifeguard stands. So this is a beach where there are going to be lifeguards. There can even sometimes be beach police checking the parking, coming down on the beach because having alcohol out on the beaches here is illegal. I don't know if that's just during certain seasons because I haven't been here, living here full time in a while, but it is at least during spring break, just because there have been too many issues. If shells are factoring into this equation for you, there is some shelling here. It is a little picked over and a lot of them are broken. It looks like the lifeguards or the police, whoever's regulating this beach down here, does drive on it. So in a lot of the shelly areas, there are a lot of broken ones. That is where we went down to the beach. I did come up rather quickly because I don't have, unfortunately, the time to spend beaching it at all of these beaches for a long day today, since I want to show you all of them. So I want to keep it pumping. But now I'm walking through this kind of grassy courtyard area to show you some of the businesses up around the corner and just how close you are to those. So this is the beach parking still like one of the only cars there. And then up here we're getting close to the businesses. I don't know if you can tell from those green umbrellas, but right up there is a Starbucks. This is actually my first time realizing there's a Starbucks here as well. It used to just be like mom and pop little beachy towns, so to see a giant hotel like this go up with a Starbucks in the bottom, it is a little sad because it changes the view of what I know and love from growing up here. But then just down from that, at the bottom of this hotel, it looks like there's a brand new bar, there's a brand new ice cream place, popcorn place. I would say skip those places as a local and go to some of the more long-standing establishments. If you want ice cream, skip this coastal cone at the bottom of this hotel and go to Scoops or TCBY. They've been here for a long time and they're locally owned. If you want a bar, go to the Beach House Kitchen and Cocktails. I actually had my first job there and worked there when I was younger, and it's still kicking, locally owned, very good people. Just shop local, guys. Don't go to the Surf Style or the Albans Island either. Go to some mom and pop local shops. Right here on the corner you'll see they have both an Albans Island and a Surf Style. I'm happy to report there's no tickets on the dash when we got back to the car. Let's go to the next beach. We are headed to West Beach. Okay, our next beach is what I used to call West Beach, but now there's a sign up that says Lagoon Pass Beach. I don't know if that used to be here. So we're at Lagoon Pass Beach, but it's down West Beach, which, to give you an idea on the map, it's about 8 minutes west from the beach that we were just at, which is, the beach we were just at is really in the centermost main area when you come down the road towards the beaches in Alabama. Let's go see this beach though. It's a little different than the last one, but I do see a paid parking sign and a Department of Transportation truck just parked next to me. I don't know if they're the ones that do the ticketing, but now I feel like I have to pay. So let's go see how much this parking costs. So I wonder if they're all just charging a regulated price, because this one is $3.40 for by the day. I mean for by the hour, and by the day is $80.40, just like the last beach. So interesting. The Department of Transportation truck left though. Okay, down here, I remember going and sitting on the beach down here some, but also you can go to the other side. Let's go here first. So there's like this little bridge in the middle. There are bathrooms back there, so I guess you get that for how much you pay, but this beach feels like it should be a little cheaper. Not as many amenity things, but I like this one better because it's a little less busy. This is the first side of the beach. Nobody out here yet this morning, as you can tell. No lifeguard stands or anything. A lot less busy during the season than the main beach of Gulf Shores Public Beach that we just went to before, because it's a little further out of the beaten path, but it is surrounded by rental beach houses, so still expect it to be a bit busy. Oh, manatees are here? I had no idea. There's a caution manatee area sign up here. So cool. Maybe that escalates this beach's rating. How cool is it that at Lagoon Pass Beach, it is a manatee area? I would love to go to the beach as a tourist on vacation and see a manatee. I don't even remember this being a manatee area, and I used to live here. Here they have restrooms and vending machine, but no businesses like across the street to walk to. Oh, they do have foot shower as well. Let's see if it works. The ones at the Hangout did work. I didn't check them today on the camera, but I say the Hangout, that's the Gulf Shores Public Beach I went to, right near the Hangout, but I checked them last night. Me and Jared went there on an ice cream date, and they worked. They work. So unfortunately, to get to the other half of this one's beach, you do have to cross this beach road. Be very careful. There have been a lot of accidents over the years, and just be smart when you're crossing the road. This is the other access. So there's no parking on this side because that's a beach house, just their parking. But you can walk across the street and go down here to the water. I don't know, it looks like they're doing some sort of work up there. So now on this side of the beach, there is lifeguard stands. So just as much patrol on this side as down at the Gulf Shores Public Beach. Looks like this is a good fishing spot too. People are standing like up on the cement and fishing. If you don't want to cross the road, there is technically a little cross through under the bridge to walk back to that parking area on the other side. So we'll do that this time to show you what that looks like. It's already getting pretty toasty out. I think I would rank West Beach higher than the Gulf Shores Public Beach personally, just because of the nostalgia that I feel here from all the time that I've spent down on West Beach when I was younger, and it's just unique. You have this bridge you can cross under, you have this side you can go to, the other side apparently there's manatees, and you still have those amenities like the bathroom, the foot wash. Maybe if I were a tourist visiting here for the first time, Gulf Shores Public Beach would win because it's the same cost of parking, but you have so much more there. But if you want somewhere unique, than still here. I don't know, this is gonna be up to you guys, obviously, when you watch it. Let's head to the next beach. This one's gonna take a minute to get to. And this is Mobile Street Beach. So let's get on Fort Morgan Road. So from where I'm leaving now, down on West Beach, it's a 22-minute drive to Mobile Street Beach. We just arrived at our third beach on Mobile Street, and there are quite a few more cars in the parking lot than the last few. It's 7:30 now, but I think it's probably just locals. So this is the parking lot. Not that big, made for probably like, math, 30 cars maybe? That's what it looks like to me. No paid parking signs. Just this little sign about the Bon Secours National Wildlife Refuge. First place that we don't have to just not pay for parking and hope that we don't get a ticket. But that lot is all there is for parking. As you can see all up and down this street, there's these no parking anytime signs for street parking, because it is a pretty narrow 2-lane road, so you've got that lot. If you run out of space there, can't go to Mobile Street. There are trash cans here, so that is nice to have that, even with this being such a secluded, not a lot of amenities sort of beach. You can at least throw away your trash before you leave. Oh yeah, it does appear there's quite a few beachgoers already set up down here. So I'll try to be less disruptive since this is a quieter beach, and I'll just show it to you guys. You got this long boardwalk to get down there. So even though I said there's quite a few beachgoers, there's like 2 groups of beachgoers back here. This stretch of beach is so long and so empty. And same with the other way, past those beachgoers. The other way, there's even more long empty beach. Just, you can see it behind me. It's because this is such a rural area. There's like some houses, and probably the people that go to those houses, rent them or live in them, come here, and not many other people, which makes it really, really nice to me, because it's also surrounded by this natural dunes, like little bird sanctuaries along the boardwalk where you come out here. This is probably more aligned with what I'm looking for at this point now in my life in a beach, is somewhere peaceful, more natural, and where it's not going to be super busy, touristy, flashy stuff in your face, cost you a lot of money. This would probably be the beach I come to. I just realized as I'm looking down at the shells, I forgot to note the shell quality of West Beach. I can't remember seeing any shells. Here there are itty bitty little shells, very small shells, if you want to collect small shells, it seems. Here's a little bit bigger shells. I'd say you could shell at this beach if you're a sheller. I'm not sure what this thing is. I was walking to get to it. Is it like a piece from a boat? It's plastic. I think it's like a giant buoy. washed up, like a giant buoy thing that would be way out there as a marker for boats. Stuff you wouldn't see at Gulf Shores Public Beach. Those lifeguards, those cops, they'd be out there cleaning it up. Which brings me to my next point about Mobile Street Beach, and that is no lifeguard stands, no patrol. If you want a beach with minimal rules, some would probably say this is where you want to go. Here is a foot soak. So if the shower foot soak thing is really important to you, they don't have that here, but I mean, come on. You can pour a water bottle on your feet. Okay, I'm absolutely knackered. That doesn't mean hungry, does it? I don't know why, but the word knackered always makes me feel like it should mean starving. Anyways, I'm absolutely starving right now. So let's see at this very rural beach where I see no businesses in sight, where the closest place is you can get a cup of joe and a little bite for breakfast. Okay, we're back in the car. My stomach's growling, and we're gonna look up just like breakfast and brunch nearby. Okay, it doesn't show anything like super nearby us, but we're gonna go a little bit further down Fort Morgan Road. So let me see what this place is that it says is further down the Fort Morgan Road. It says Sela. It looks as though they have a bunch of different bagels and muffins. So although it's not like the most exciting breakfast, I think I'll get just like a toasted bagel with my coffee. Okay, let's head to Sela. Sela is another 9 minutes away, and that's still only halfway to our next beach. So we're about to be at Sela, 30 minutes down Fort Morgan Road, and then we still even have to go another 10 or 15, so we'll be like 45 minutes down Fort Morgan Road. A little bit of a long drive back, but I hope it's worth it. So just kidding, we're not going to Sela. Good thing when I put it into my map, I saw that it said 11 miles, and that triggered something in my brain that maybe out here in this remote area, I should make sure that I have enough gas. And it turns out if I were to go all the way down to this coffee shop place that's basically at the end of Fort Morgan, where I was headed to go to the next beach, and then come back, I would run out of gas on the way back off of Fort Morgan Road. So we have to drive all the way back to the front of Fort Morgan Road to get some gas before we come back out here. So we're probably not going to Sela. I am gonna hopefully find coffee and a bite near where we get gas back at the front of Fort Morgan Road. So I'm gonna cut this part because it's just gonna be a boring drive, backtracking where we went. Don't tell Jared I almost ran out of gas out here in the middle of nowhere, okay? The funny thing is, Jared, my husband, actually reminded me last night that I would need to get gas this morning. All right, we stopped down here at the Chevron. I spent $5 on orange juice and a Nature Valley bar. They didn't have decaf coffee, which is all I can do if you've been around for a while. My heart cannot handle the real stuff. And they didn't have any like better breakfast items than a granola bar. So we're at the only Chevron on Fort Morgan. I couldn't expect the world, but this will be enough at least to get me by that long drive we have now back down to the end of Fort Morgan area. All right, we just arrived at our last beach, and that is off of Burgoyne Road, and it's at Fort Morgan Fishing Beach is the name of the beach if you look it up on Apple Maps. The parking are just a few parallel spots here on the side of the road, but this is the last possible beach you could go to before you go into the actual historic fort, which maybe we'll make it in there today. We'll see what time it is by the time we're leaving this beach. But that means it's very, very secluded. Basically at the end of Fort Morgan Road is the historic fort, and this is the last beach you can stop at before there. So we shouldn't see too many people out here. All right, we are out here at Burgoyne Road, and as you can see, we are the only car in what's probably, oh, it's on both sides. So you have parallel parking on this side and parallel parking on this side. I'd say there's probably about 20 or 25 spots, not too many. We have quite a walk down to the beach from the cars back there, and then we still have quite a ways down here. So maybe not ideal if you're coming with kids, I would already note. Quite a long walk if you're lugging like a bunch of sand toys and towels and chairs. You'd probably want like something rolly or that you can pull. And I haven't seen any shower or foot soak foot wash place. Words are hard today, guys. I still haven't had that coffee. Other than one couple going for a walk, I'm the only one out on this beach. Literally no one in sight. So if you care about privacy and a wide open, secluded beach for you to set up wherever you want, take up as much space as you want, not having to listen to the person's music next to you, I think this is your beach, guys. You've got to drive for it. But if privacy matters that much to you, this might be worth it. Okay, I stand corrected. I know I said earlier that all of the water would be the same, and I don't really need to rate that, but one critique I've had of the water where I've been staying around in the Orange Beach Gulf Shores area, like main beaches down where they're at recently, is it's been like bath water. But I'm putting my feet here in the water and it's a little chilly. It's a little cool, which you want this time of year when it's like 90 degrees outside. So I don't know what it is about this location, but whatever it is about this location, the water is nice and cool even in the dead heat of August in the middle of the summer. So if you like cooler waters, Burgoyne Road, which I do like cooler waters, so this is another plus for me on this beach. The biggest negative to me on this one is the long drive, which I think I was making very obvious throughout this beach review video, is that the more secluded they get, the more you know, lenient on rules. As you can see, no lifeguards, no police, no like regulation out here, the further away they're gonna be. But you get those perks of it being free, so maybe it's worth the little extra gas money to have free parking through the day instead of $80 for a full day. I mean, that's insane. This is gonna be the last stop on today's video. I don't have time to make it into the fort, considering all of my, you know, dilly-dallying, forgetting gas and having to drive back and then drive back out. So that will have to be saved for another day. I'm just gonna enjoy this last beach, go for a little walk before I have to head out. I almost forgot one very important component is the shelling. I'm not seeing much shells here like where I first walked down. I was starting to walk back before I even got the shelling. I'm honestly not seeing much shelling at all. No, not even here. I'm seeing a lot of driftwood, little like driftwood twigs. Up here we have like big driftwood, a little driftwood post somebody put up. Driftwood turtle nest. That's really cool. There's a sea turtle nest. Well, bye guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was some value to you and that it maybe makes you want to come down and visit the beautiful small town of Gulf Shores, whose slogan is small town, big beaches. So what better review of this area than the beaches? Thank you so much for sticking along if you're here for every video or if you're here for the first time for this one. Please don't forget to go click subscribe so you don't miss new videos. We're gonna be posting adventures every week, and we're getting ready for a very, very exciting abroad adventure. So if you want some really exciting new videos, we're about to jet out of Alabama and be abroad for a little while. That's all from me, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your week until I see you next time in next week's episode, which is going to be Pensacola and all of the best things to do in the Pensacola, Florida area. That is one of my all-time favorite cities in Florida, a bit underrated in my opinion. And so I'm gonna show you guys why I think it's underrated and what you should do if you take the time to have a vacation in Pensacola.